Welcome everyone! We are the Grin Brothers, and we're continuing our playthrough of Chocobo GP. And I'm continuing to be in pain from this, not from this cold, although it does sound that way, but from the ulcers I've got in my mouth.
Yeah,
possibly as a result of the cold, but...
Colds don't cause ulcers.
No, I mean the sneezing, you know, the soreness of throat.
Did I tell you about the Arukenimon episode?
You did tell me about the Arukenimon, you know, people eating people's brains, and you were wanting wholesomeness, and instead you got brain eating. Was that the last episode you watched before the...
Yeah, that was the...
Yeah, there's a character I enjoy using because they've got off-road capability. In that sand thing doesn't affect them at all.
Oh, okay.
Most characters do, but their vehicle just ignores it. And like I said, if you press R at the very edge, the drift button at the very edge of the thing, or just as you leave the ground from the from the ramp, you get a speed boost. Yeah. Yeah, the best thing I usually end up saving the... Yeah, you press it repeatedly.
Oh.
Like I said, it's like golden mushroom. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, luckily you only need to be in front of Ben, so that wasn't hard. He wasn't even in third. He was in sixth. How are you so fast? No, you're just slow.
You're just really bad.
But yeah, Ben's actually the character I ended up maining in this game because he's got off-road ability. He just drives through that sand, no problem.
Yeah.
And his Ulma is one of the best for handling.
Ben!
Because his Ulma...
he just picks up...
Yeah, he picks up his vehicle and just starts walking.
Yeah. Which I think is against the rules. Didn't get Titan, though.
No, you know where Titan's going to go.
Yep.
He's like all the GFs. Can you imagine it? So I get to play as a god now? No, you have to buy gods.
To be fair, Titan is one of the most underwhelming of the GFs.
Excellent idea.
Welcome to the Plague Brothers.
To be fair, could you imagine summoning Azure and that pops out? It looks like a character from Lilo and Stitch PS1 game.
I'm afraid we cannot do that.
Goals? What's that supposed to even mean?
We will improve your mental health, teenager. We
know
a thing about raising child. Why don't you talk to our kidnapped girl we have? She's been raised great.
Queer.
Finally, the beach is...
Actually, it's noisier than it ever was.
Splendid people you are.
What a splendid people.
You've taken out the seaside trash. A splendid gesture that shall not soon be
Are
forgotten.
you riding a...
Yes, a carousel.
Jeez, quick with the casual insults.
I'm not trash!
Gotta say, I think Ben's voice actor did a pretty brilliant job.
Yeah.
I'm Sylph.
Hello, Sil.
Whereas anyone who can do this voice for so long probably got paid a lot or is in surgery now for the damage to their throat.
Yeah.
Ouch!
Oh, hello again, Gilgamesh.
Blue skies and the rolling sea. It stays like this to get you high on life. But
Don't drink and drive!
my butt.
Yeah, well, he's clearly not that good of a driver.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you?
Impossible. Don't tell me you've already forgotten.
Did you enjoy this joke?
It's gonna happen
Every single time. That's the one flaw of the game. Like, there's a lot of good jokes, but playing it as quickly as you do, you end up experiencing the jokes
A chance to tease him too.
so many times.
Seeing as we now have a few new members,
Oh well, I'll have to eventually buy out his property.
Buy his property and leave him homeless in the streets.
This is all just a prequel to Fortune Street. He's gonna show him, I'm gonna become the Monopoly Man!
I win. I will be taking all...
And then play basketball with Mario! Why specifically that?
Camilla, you already...
Wait. Have we
Thank you,
had this very
Gilgamesh.
same conversation before? Either way, if you don't have wheels, I'll be taking your wheels. Now we race.
Sounds fun. I want to join too.
I do not like Sylph.
We're not here for fun.
How are we to
Remember what Square Enix said? Some people play games for fun, but others don't want to. So we've made NFTs.
Yeah.
We're designing games now for people who don't want to, who want to play to create and not have fun.
Why doesn't Leviathan just...
In addition to not being able to walk, I must remain.
He says as he's not in water.
I must remain in water, but you're not in water.
Just violently melts.
Tell my kidnapped daughter I love her.
I wonder.
She doesn't
Also,
have-
get the slight sliver of. Make sure she receives.
Oh,
the slight
no! No,
No,
turn
I'd
me
be
into a
nice!
marketable toy car!
Into this without so much as asking.
I can't believe it. I'm in an abusive relationship.
I guess we knew which of those two to be wearing the pants.
Leviathan literally does not have...
Require legs.
Yeah.
Like I said, Claire, I wish I could play him well because I love him. He is such a funny character. He gets so many of the best jokes.
We need to start over.
We know. I can be trash like you in my sleep.
I told you already, I'm not trash.
To think that you dare refer to me as trash. You've got a lot of guts.
I gotta say, you'll be happy to know
How to use
that
arrows.
you don't have to deal with Sylph for long.
Good. Do they die?
No, they don't join your party.
Oh, thank God.
I'm gonna show you how to.
So you only have to deal with him in 2 chapters.
Why do you have Swap?
Swap is honestly one of the best, sort of like, you know, most creative uses of the magic. Or the power-ups.
Yeah, but like... Why does Behemoth teach it to you?
That I don't know.
He's- I love that.
Yeah, you can also press X to actually see a demonstration of any of the supers. Yeah, very little speed boost to it, but the increased handling, the fact that you can't get hit by anything, and the fact that if anyone's around you, you knock them aside, helps a lot.
Oh, I'm going to keep playing as Irma for
For reason, yes, Raph's got 2 of them. He likes the dark chocobo ride.
And
Also breasts.
That's not what I was going to say. I was going to say it's because I played Chocobo Dungeon. Definitely.
And the third reason... Yeah, it's a shame that because I really enjoyed Final Fantasy Fables, so it's a shame that the sequel was Japan only.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. Never
Like I
beat
said, it was a
though.
different content. It was a different story there, sort of thing. But
Yeah,
the one
more
thing
of
they
a-
did keep in common was the theming around books, because in the sequel, well, the second game, not really, can't call it a sequel when it's not really. Yeah, you can skip the sand area if you use warp. So
Oh, that was Warp I had.
yeah, well, swap. I call it warp. It just makes more sense when you call it a swap.
Yeah.
You can also do the air trick with those.
Yeah.
You can also use other people's warps, as you can see. But it also means that if other people walk into those red ones, for instance, they'll go backwards.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's again the most inventive usage of the sort of magic. Very distinct. Yeah, I usually would end up keeping, mainly because you know my ultimate, Ben's ultimate is literally there as a you know, not mainly in terms of a speed boost, but I'd often use Ben's ultimate purely to protect
Perfect
myself.
race.
You are just so close to losing against Gilgamesh.
Where even is he?
Racer number 5, it's fucked up.
He got Mike Wazowski'd.
I love that that's become such a recurring joke in everything Monster Inc. related to that every time they advertise Monster Inc. they do the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy not playing as Azura. They scare me. Oh,
Kind of surprised that with Azura and Leviathan here, they didn't actually have Rydia as a playable character. But I'm
Yeah.
assuming they'll be waiting until they can push that through the DLC.
Count on it.
Yeah, mate. Or do it with a battle pass and make you pay.
Spend 40 quid and you get both the adult and child versions. Please stop.
They're both wearing the skimpy outfit. Why?
I mean, to be fair, child Riders was a loose dress. It's just that adult Riders basically was like wearing mostly the same thing, but
She's
older and taller.
never changed clothes. On the topic of Final
Yeah,
Fantasy.
also, that's also a running gag with Camilla, is that she manages to explain it via the entire story by just that.
Okay.
Any wish we have will be granted.
So luckily, you don't have to go through having explained about the race every single time.
That's good.
Asura, tell me, what exactly are your wishes? I want to become an adult.
That it? Can't you just wait?
I tend to wear my heart on my sleeve.
Well, you should come down and live with me and Azura, because we can make children adults easy!
Yeah.
Switching between faces is your problem.
Would you like to repeat that?
Oh, so the coconuts is the angry one.
My appearance has also been a source of great anguish for me. Countless opportunities have passed me by due to how I look.
Says the guy with a full-time job.
I get it. The gap.
You know, he's gainfully employed like everyone else here.
You're special.
That's true, actually.
I haven't got a clue of what to do or where to go from here. Maybe I'll tell
Ben hurts because it's too relatable.
Yeah, he's just...
I don't know what to do in life. Stop, Ben, stop!
Fantastic idea!
Will the rest of you be coming too?
Meanwhile, my best friend's found a job and is gainfully employed.
Shoreline for a bit.
He's got a loving wife and kid now as well. Meanwhile, I'm here, sat 4 a.m. in the morning eating Doritos, watching Netflix.
We too will.
But yesterday, I posted a meme on Reddit. That's how I'm spending my life now.
I have a bit of...
It only got 3 likes.
I'll meet you there as well.
That sounds good.
I could go in construction, try to go in construction like him, but then it just feels like I'm copying. Am I truly an individual?
Ask me what my wish was. No, why must I always be forgotten?
You got turned into a car.
Me.
Oh no, this is just punishment for the whole Rydia situation. Gotta be honest. What? I just peacefully came to collect her. You drowned everyone on the boat. The bard was on a coma for weeks. The monk got brainwashed.
Yeah,
Cecil went through more depression, and he was the king of self-loathing.
it's fine. On the topic of Final Fantasy, I've made some more progress in Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward.
Yes, the one part of Square Enix free from microtransactions.
Yeah.
But
It has microtransactions, technically, but it's somehow the most wholesome and...
Yeah, people have been wondering if there's like an entirely different division. Sort of like, like that, how they managed to keep so separate as a division.
There's
a lot of
on the run 24/7.
Include these NFTs, never!
The players don't want them!
But we want money!
How peculiar.
So it's kind of funny. Start of Heavensward is basically you get falsely accused of killing the leader of one of the cities.
Wait, so you're put on trial again? Wasn't that like the last DLC expansion you were put on?
No,
trial?
Heavensward is the DLC that I'm currently...
Oh, is that the one where you had the little kid on your back, sort of,
Yeah.
who's actually a secretary?
Tataru.
Yeah.
You didn't actually do that, it's just in my head.
Yeah, I was using a joke, yeah. But it's like, I literally remember it purely because of the thumbnail.
Yeah. But, yeah, you start being falsely accused
This is somewhere we might
and having to run away and go to Ishgard because it's the only place that,
I think it's fair
Oh, you
to
look
say
friendly.
You must not be from around here.
Yeah, you wouldn't recognise him. Admittedly, I didn't recognise him at first until later, but he's a Final Fantasy VI character.
Zozo.
Do not seek to
I love this level. Shame that its variations don't change at all. There's just like the one, because like a lot of stages reuse the assets,
Yeah.
and like, you know, like there's a short and a long version of Chocobo Farm, for instance. There's 4 different versions of the big bridge stage.
Jesus.
Like, the first prologue level was one version of it, and the other versions are completely different.
Yeah.
While I will be the
But-
first to admit this village is full of liars. The rain truly never does.
Yeah, so, you know, you're on your way to Ishgard because you've been falsely accused of the attempted, well, in their eyes, the murder of the Sultana, leader of one of the princes. And then the big build-up leading towards what I assume will be the final plot of Heavenswood is actively going to kill the leader of a country and overthrow them.
Ha!
Because our current enemy is the Pope.
And so we must fist fight the Pope over an apple! Yes, this was actually a crossover with Sanskrit. Now, the side quests are all just climbing up these towers to get a bird's eye view of everything.
The Pope and his holy knights, who...
What is this country? I don't have an umbrella.
He's, he managed to give his holy knights the ability to transform into the Knights of the Round Table.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, because, of course, the GFs in Final Fantasy Online... oh. Yeah, hello.
Terra, stop this nonsense immediately.
Wait.
Please get a hold of yourself.
Is that actually her dad?
Yes. Because Terra,
I knew Terra was...
Terra's storyline is basically a repeat of Terra's, except they actually made them look different. You know, Terra's half, you know... can't remember the exact thing. Basically half, you know, kind of like the GF sort of race sort of thing. Yeah, they gave Terra clothes. Because she doesn't usually wear them in their transform.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot she was...
Usually it's just like purely a pink glow sort of thing, you know, kind of like a animal character sort of thing. Where you don't, you know, there's obviously no features sort of thing. But yeah, they, just in case, I guess they decided to give her a dress. Her usual clothes.
You put her in clothing!
But the problem is that her usual clothes are like are pinks and reds, so it just kind of, you know, barely stands out.
Yeah. Ramo.
Big deal. I mean, you knew this.
Is that meant to be Shiva?
Of course it is. What? I thought that was pretty obvious. Well, they've often gone with.
In my defense, Shiva changes design literally every. Remember when she was a motorbike? Why didn't they use that?
That should have been the one they had in.
Yeah.
But they decided to go like, you know, the sort of like spunky teen girl character.
As Shiva says, the two girls are close in age and are having fun together. Isn't that enough?
Yeah, and maybe you're the bad influence. When you and Terra came to visit last time, she was so quiet. It was boring with a capital B.
Now she looks like Blanca.
She's in a trance. Never mind. Just return her to me.
That is actually her trance,
okay,
isn't it?
This is really funny, this part. Most of the Terra Jakes don't really like with me, but this part's funny.
Huh? Grrr. See? She likes it here better.
Don't assign meaning to her nonsensical gurgles.
Yeah. I'll explain it when the next scene of Terra pops up, but she's got a recurring joke thing that I feel much like the Gilgamesh joke that Yellow gets a bit old with how much it repeats or thing, but it's funny in concept.
Yeah.
Whoever you are, please do not involve yourselves
Wait,
in matters
they're all related?
my family.
They're all GFs.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they're all related though, does it?
Well, no. The Rama and Shiva aren't related to Terra and Manduin? Yeah.
It seems she's
What do you call it? Mandarin there, but no, Manduin.
That's in the
She's very fast on her feet! That's great! We make her drive! Why? She drives in the same tank where she was brainwashed in! That sounds terrible!
Yeah.
The funny part is that Alma isn't even like her ultimate magical spells, it's just firing missiles from the tank. It's like, you in Terra, one of the strongest mages in existence, and you have her just shoot people instead?
Terra comes home.
I mean, it works.
Why are we getting roped
Shut up,
into
Atla.
this?
No one likes you.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, Manduin's armor is boring, but effective. It's just like it's just constant speed boost, but he has very little steering, and he doesn't have the option of Irma to change something. However, it does knock everyone out of the way. Basically, it's like almost chain chomp speed sort of thing. But it doesn't mean if you do it before turning.
Ultima.
I've got to admit, I never actually have once ever got an Ultima. That would explain why. I keep... basically, if you just don't use any spells after a long time, you eventually get ultimate to use. But often I feel that it's better to just cast it before then.
I mean, that implies that all the characters here are strong enough to cast ultimate.
Yes.
Chocobo is capable of casting ultimate.
I'm pretty sure Chocobo is also one of the characters who's cast Terra Flare before, but...
Probably. It wouldn't... alongside Donald Duck.
Donald Duck wasn't healing because, again, he's a red mage very heavily slanted towards black magic. Why are you getting this? He's not a healer!
See, I never had issues about not being healed because I was the healer.
I never had issues because the enemies were usually dead before then because I was just pure strength.
I also like how little
And
kid me
Christopher-
literally picked the hardest combination of stats with bonus magic, decrease attack.
No, the hardest one was bonus magic, decreased defense.
Was it?
Yes, because then you got no health at the start of the game, and you got no magic at the very first.
Yeah, but you can
start.
actually attack.
Yeah, but you weren't doing enough damage. If you got hit, you basically died.
Yeah.
You were a glass cannon without much attack. Yeah, it was I think it's except the one to throw away the shield was the worst combination, at least early game.
That's a very sharp corner. Who am I meant to beat?
Ramu, I think. Either it's Ramu, Shiva, and Terra, but yeah. What I do find annoying with like the sort of like magic shield, sort of M barrier as they call it in this game,
Yeah.
is that it would actually be quicker if you just went for that waterfall.
I know.
Is the unless it's like level 3, the M barrier does nothing to the ultimates, but the ultimates happen surprisingly often.
Yeah.
So you get the red warning sign. It's like, well, I can't unless I have my ultimate. I can't do anything, which is why I often save my ultimate because it's better to just use it as defense. I mean, help the character I was as well, but yeah, like for instance, because you had no way to stop that.
Yeah.
Even though you had a barrier, the barrier would have stopped that. Meanwhile, Terra's in the back crying, "Hey, Terra, I did it!"
But wait, I overtook Terra, but yeah, it's Ramu you've got to beat. That's fine. This map has a lot of tight corners. I should probably drive with someone who's got control,
So
but I'm not going to.
it was actually kind of cute the other day. For as much of an annoyance as he's kind of been, because he is harder to deal with than the others, the Little Sunshine, the other day, came into the game room and said he wanted to play the dinosaur game with me. Which had me very confused for a while, because I was like, I don't have a game about dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But then I remembered he was talking about Cruising, the racing game, which has dinosaur-themed levels, which I showed off to him before, and of which one of the characters you can play as is a Triceratops. There's also a T-Rex that you can unlock, but it's like the last unlockable. I haven't even been able to unlock it yet. But I felt it was very cute that he remembered that, and it's also one of the only games he can actually somewhat play because I just tell him hold down the A button constantly for accelerate.
Yeah.
But I've also realised the slight problems to why he's been having issues out at Shiva's. Don't worry, Shiva's isn't actually that hard to deal with, sort of thing. It just stops you from drifting and using items. But unlike the problem I actually feel with a lot of the other supers and why that's such a big problem is they knock out your crystals.
Yeah.
And because I often play as low speed characters, I need all the sort of speed boost I can get. So that when I get down to 0, I've got very little to help me.
How long do you have to hold on to these things to get ultimate?
Well, you've pretty much finished the race now, so.
Yeah, just never gave me Ultima. Wow, Rama was the worst out of the three. Madeline did terrible. And that was exciting.
But yeah, like, I've also realised the other problem as to why he struggled to play Kirby.
Yeah.
He always holds the controller upright, as if he's got two of them.
Terra! I'll see how Terra plays.
With guns.
Because Terra was one of my two main characters in Dissidia.
Mm.
Terra and Onion Knight.
It's funny, he was given a name in Final Fantasy 3, but it's like, nah, Onion.
Onion?
Father? I thought you were another bear.
If.
You thought I was a bear?
Does she never turn back to a normal form?
No, the joke with Terra
I don't think that's your line.
is she doesn't have an original line.
There when that happened.
Every line of hers is just a line from her game, so she's got given no original script, so everything she says is just her saying other lines from the games.
You...
Yeah, and so they just trying to force these lines in, and there's no context to a lot of it. Yeah, and Mandarin here.
You keep stealing lines.
Hold
But that's beside the point. I'm the only Moogle here.
I can't remember anything.
on.
It's like my mind's trapped in a fog.
Convenient excuse after a night of partying.
It's just like, this is a Peggy 3, right?
Ben is like, yeah, that was me a week ago.
I mean, it literally is Ben a week ago.
Hello again, Gilgamesh.
We meet again.
Who are you?
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 Get used to this.
Who are you?
Impossible. Don't tell me you've already forgotten. We fought mano a mano like just the other day.
It's gonna go the exact same every time.
Yep.
So it's come to this, has it? Bob, race me, you fools.
No way he's actually serious. He's dumber than a sack of rocks if he thinks...
Oh no, I'm kind of glad that Shiva didn't turn into a motorbike in this. I've seen the horrors of what happened to poor Leviathan.
That's true.
I'll make this world a place where life can flourish.
Please, someone, just give her a script! I could just imagine now, just like flicking through, like, what line was relevant here? We got Ultima before Thunder.
I guess I'll have to cover Blizzard.
And Blizzard.
And Blizzard. Again, I've never actually used Ultima. I've seen Ultima activate, and it's not that impressive, gotta be honest.
I tried to get Ultima.
You just... I had used Ultima used against me, but I've never used it myself. You just slow down, and you avoid most of it.
That does not look like comfortable driving.
No, also, she was forced to use that when she was brainwashed. That seems a bit cruel to have that as a standard vehicle.
And you can sit in them, I want to point out.
Yeah.
So why is she, like, stood up sticking her ass out?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm going to play as her. This isn't intentional, by the way. It's just the characters I, like, recognise the most so far in this game happen to, you know, Big Titty and...
I mean, you recognise Chocobo.
Yeah, but...
And you recognise Sherma.
I do recognise Sherma, but I knocked Irma at the same time.
Any case.
Also, I don't trust
Yeah,
that thing.
it's Kuru Kuru.
Okay, yeah, I don't care. It scares me.
It's what shoots people once you hit its magic barrier.
Okay, so it's got a gun. That
Yeah,
makes me
it
trust
helps
even more.
enforce Sherma's responsibilities as a landlord later.
Okay. I technically know who Behemoth is, but not this Behemoth.
He's not Behemoth, he's Behemoth.
Behemoth.
Behemoth and Behemoth are two separate?
Yeah. No, it's Bahamut and Behemoth.
Yeah.
I say Behemoth because, you know...
Yeah, Bahamut is a bit odd.
I kind of, you know, slur my words.
Any case, the line?
Oh yeah, like, comment, subscribe for Pink Lady.
Cheerio!
One day we'll give her a script.